So like we're moving from sadness to happiness. The Three Lions. No, I'll let you start on this one. What do you think about the Three Lions?
I would just maybe state two players for me.
Yeah.
Declan Rice and Kevin Phillips. That has to be the pivot of your team for me. Those two gents in the midfield, they have been doing a lot of hard work. You know, Declan Rice is keeping the basics. You know, he's running when he needs to. Kevin Phillips is putting in a hard tackle when he needs to. So for me, those two have really come to the party for England. Then I'll move on maybe to Sterling. Managed to quiet down a few criticisms.
Yes, he's been criticized.
Yeah, he's been criticized. But what I would definitely say now is going to the next match and everything, Sterling cannot drop. The form. Kane looked a bit more involved against Germany. Lovely diving header in the back of the net. So for me, that should be a confidence booster. And Germany. I wouldn't know what really went wrong for them. Probably Muller will rule that miss. They will open goal. Pickford 1-on-1. You should actually see like a clip. When Sterling celebrated that miss.
Oh yeah.
That's when you see that that miss was very, very simple.
Yeah, it was 1-0 at the time.
If Germany with the pressure that they were putting, if they score that goal, they're definitely going for the win. Yeah. So for me, that should be my best highlight of the Germany-England game.
Wow.
And for you, I know you wanna say it. You wanna preach. You wanna preach.
No, if I could talk about England, I think we'd go on all day. I was very happy to start off with.
Yeah.
Because for me, I think what it means to England, of course, Germany are not as good as they used to be. Let's be very honest. But what it means to England is they've always, under Southgate, it's always been beating your Swedens, beating your Czech Republics, beating your Scotlands. Some of those smaller teams, we would dominate them, not play well, but would win. We'd always be in a position to beat them. But whenever it came to playing a team of any sort of maybe decent quality, we always lost. So I think maybe it's sort of maybe growing of age and getting wiser when it comes to our manager, Gareth Southgate, because the players are good. But we just didn't win because I thought it was because of the manager. But maybe he's getting a bit wiser. And for anyone who's watching, share with everyone, because definitely Gareth Southgate watches this show. Chris called for a change of tactics. We changed the tactics and Kane became more involved. He got a goal. And can this be the spark that he needs for the rest of the tournament? When the games get bigger, then he keeps giving us the goals that we know he can give us.
Definitely. For me, in as much as Kane has had a slow start, with this quality, we know this probably these last 3 games, if they do reach the final, I hope they do. I mean, I didn't buy this for display.
And you still have to kiss it when we win the championship, remember?
Nah, definitely. I'm in as much as I'm a Portugal fan, I'm also I have a bias, I could say, towards England, and for me, for them to definitely make it to the final would be a great achievement for them and for Southgate and for the Queen.
Yeah, I think he's definitely kept his job. I thought if he had lost this match, it was going to be bad.
It was going to be over because following criticisms and everything, if you then manage to rise from that challenge where the whole world, 3.8 billion viewers for the football world, if that small fraction that is telling you to change something, if you can probably not exactly listen, but take some notes and then be able to change, I think that will go a long way, and it really did.
But I think he definitely listens to you. You tell him to change tactics, he change tactics.
Yeah, definitely.
And Jack Grealish came on, made a difference. That's when things started happening for England.
I remember I think it was yesterday after we saw the game, then you're like, how about we start with Grealish? Because for me, Saka has been playing quite well, but for me, he has played the basic football that has allowed England to win. But come this business end of the tournament, we need a little bit of intent. Saka, I don't trust he'll be the best 1v1 winger that I would want to have on my team. So Sterling and Grealish probably should be the starting for the day on the way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna go off topic a bit here. You see, with as was talking about Sterling, Grealish, and Kane, playing so well in tandem. The rumors were Sterling is the one who's gonna go to Tottenham to facilitate the Kane move. Is that gonna maybe change Pep's mind a little bit? That maybe if I get Sterling, Grealish, and Kane at City, it's gonna work as well as it's worked for England. I know it's a small sample size. It was 15 minutes. Is that maybe going to salvage Raheem Sterling's City career?
One thing that I do know about Pep, or that we've noticed, is by the time he shows that you're not really his starting 11,
he doesn't change his mind.
You will never be. You
won't get back.
I remember Yaya Toure has to be one of the best players I've ever watched, but by the time that he was considered not to be good enough, you're no longer good enough. Yeah. And you have players like Mahrez who are still there, Foden, all those people are going to be fighting for the place. So we'll see. Honestly speaking, with the rumors and everything, with the transfers, we can only know. Probably deadline day or just before the window closes. But for now, Sterling, I don't think he's
got any future at City.
He's got any future at City, but we'll see.
I agree. Okay, speaking about a manager who saved his job, going to one who said bye-bye. That was Low's last game for Germany. Hansi Flick is gonna come in. What do you expect? Do you think maybe Hansi Flick is going to be able to change the fortunes for this Germany team? Because he changed quite a lot at Bayern Munich, if you remember.
Definitely. The way I think it might be one of the same tactics. Probably, of course, we were saying if you're a manager and one of your tactics get, figured out, researched, you might lose a couple games, but with a full set of German stars, I think Hansi Flick does have a chance. But I think, in as much as it could be a year from now, 2022 I don't think it's that far. We'll definitely be giving another review on how well it did in those group stages or in those knock-on phases if Germany managed to escape the group stage this time around, because last time out they didn't make it out. So
the life of a manager.
The life of a manager, surely.
Okay. So still speaking about Germany, there was a time after that same 2018 World Cup they played so poorly. I think they were last in their group. Then after the tournament, Jogi Löw is all like, I want to get rid of the people who are making us lose there. Hummels, Müller, Boateng, you never play for the national team again. That's it. It will never happen. Then they started losing a lot of games. He called them back, Hummels and Müller. Was it worth it now that they've still lost, or was he just supposed to die on his words? Or I don't know.
We will now also talk about that issue of transition. A lot of the times, when we now have these players coming back into the national squad, then they're playing. Are they coming with the mentality to have the national squad winning, or are they considering themselves the seniors of the team? They have seniority. They can always be called back. They're the reason why they can uplift the team and stuff. So at the end of the day, I would say it was just a failure of managing, because if you select a couple players not to join your national squad because
you say you want to move on,
then at some point you call them back, but you're still on the same position, then from a managerial point of view, in terms of transitions, that was poor, or quite poor for me.
So
I hope Hansi Flick will come in with probably a different philosophy, different tactics, and he can gel that team, because that team is definitely star-studded. They have, if we look at it on the world stage, they have a player in each position that can definitely do the job for them properly.
Okay, so one last question before we take a break. Is it coming home?
I will joyfully sing the song In Hope. In hope. I have to say In Hope.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you for watching TK Sports. For more awesome content from this channel, please subscribe. And also engage with us on our social media platforms down in the description below.